Hi, there's a lot of pepper here, and I'm hot packaging kraut. Now there's different techniques, but this here is called hot packaging kraut. What you want to do, now I'm doing just a pint jar right now. I put in about 1.5 cups of water, and with that I usually add about a teaspoon. Now this is just for 1 pint. Now, so what you want to do is, you want to wash your cabbage up, and you want to put it in this water. I like to get my brine good and boiling first, and then I cut it down to about medium when I do this. Now the thing is on this is that you don't want to cook it. You just basically want to get it at a wilting stage on it. And you got to remember also that cabbage has water in it, and it will produce its own brine as well. It's a real simple, easy recipe. You know, if you got a bunch of cabbage you bought, you left up on it on sale or something other, maybe you're the only one in the whole house that likes kraut. The thing about doing it this way is you're really kind of controlling the amount of salt you're putting into this. You want to mix it all up in here slowly but surely. Like I said, you don't want to cook it. You just want to get this here at a wilting stage. What is the difference between this one and cold packing? Is that on this here, you are going to put this jar in the canning thing. Now I'm using one of my smaller containers since I'm just doing one of them here. I've got it cut down to about medium here. If you want to kind of leave it on high for a little bit longer, that's fine too if you want to do that, but you've got to be right there to watch it in that situation. It's already starting to wilt down just a little bit here. Give it another couple of minutes or so. The advantage of canning, the advantage of doing your own is a big plus on it. When I was younger, I didn't do much, really the canning I should have done. Of course, now I think about things. I think about eating healthier and eating better than I used to. I grew up on canned goods. I grew up around my mammy making canning. I grew up around my kinfolks canning. So for years I was used to seeing this, but I didn't really follow in the tradition of canning like my kinfolks did. I should have, but I didn't really follow in it because I had to find my own path. Now I find that it is better to do this. I got into the habit, like so many people does. I got in a habit. It was easier to get the TV dinners. They was more cost effective. I just didn't have the money to be buying a lot of stuff. I really didn't. I did put things up, but I put it up in the freezer. I didn't really can them or anything. I put my stuff up in the freezer. Now, it's starting to wilt a little bit here. You can see right here how limp it is right here, see, compared to a fresh firm piece like this here. This here is what you're looking at. Now this is basically about kind of the way you want it. You don't want it to overcook. I've got some cabbage on my floor. So I got in a discussion with my male friend this morning. He said, you just want to can everything, and I kind of do. I want to get away from freezing everything and getting dependent on freezing it. How many of y'all had the fire go out and what happened? Everything in your freezer went bad. Your refrigerator went bad, you lost a lot of stuff. Some people's power was out as long as 2 or 3 weeks, depends on the time of year. If it's during the winter months, your freezer you're good. But if it's during the summer, thunderstorms carrying on, acting up, you're going to end up losing your food. Now, what I start doing here is I'm putting this here in my little jar, and you want to pack it down as you put it in, as you can see right here. You want to pack it down. And one thing about this, if I don't have enough in here of my kraut thing, I can add more into this while my brine here is hot. I can add a few more pieces in and allow it to do a basic overall wilted stage to that. And remember, again, that the kraut, the cabbage here, will produce a brine of its own as well. I got this on sale at 49 cents a pound. So I went ahead and we're making a corned beef and cabbage over here. It's cooking now. Boy, that smells so good. If you like corned beef, look at some of the recipes on how to make your own corned beef and process it. If you want to buy a bulk, finding ways to put your meat up and not be totally dependent on putting everything in the freezer. You know, we're vacuum sealing a lot of stuff and everything. The cost of living is going up every day, and I'm gonna tell you what, I've lived on a Roman noodle budget many a time because I just flat out couldn't afford anything else. Now, what you want to do is leave it about a ½ inch open. I've packed it down. You want to get whatever air bubbles, and I could probably put in just a little bit more. What I did is I went ahead and turned my brine mixture back up on high for a minute, because I am going to grab just a little bit more cabbage to put in here to finish up that jar right there. And I don't need much, so excuse me if you're getting a close-up of my mug. You know, the thing is that I didn't really cut up any more of it, but that's okay. What I want here, just a little bit. Don't need it but a few seconds in here to heat up. Don't take long. Once you get it done, you put it in there. And what I like to do in my kraut jars here is I like to add about a ½ teaspoon more salt and a teaspoon of vinegar. Now, that's your choice, and you can add a little bit of sugar in it if you want it not so tart. You can add a teaspoon of sugar if you want to add into it, or a ½ teaspoon of sugar into the mixture if you so desire. Now I can put it right over the jar. So that way if I accidentally spill it, because all I'm using is just a regular old teaspoon. So if I get a little bit more in there, it's not really going to hurt it. It'll help with fermenting. Some people don't like vinegar. That's basically the German, they say it's the German way of making vinegar. Kraut is adding that into it. And then I like to add just a little bit more salt in it. Not much. I probably should have added it before I did the liquid. I like to add about that much more, because in this pan I put in around a cup and a half of water, and I added 1 teaspoon of salt in it. It's what I added into it. Now, this here looks like it's wilted up a little bit. Yeah, don't that look? Yep. Yeah, that's wilted up just a little bit. I don't know why I'm getting that yup thing the last couple of days. I guess because I'm feeling a little perky. Who knows? I'm just, you know. As long as you get it about a ½ inch from the top, is all you need to do. Push it down. Take your brine, pour it in there. Again, remember, it's going to produce some of its own brine anyway. You don't really have to get too happy with it. You want about a ½ inch from the jar, from the top of it. You want to get any of the air bubbles out that's in it. Push it down. You can see here, you know, you want to get out all those air bubbles. And if I wanted to, I could probably put more in here. If I wanted to, because I actually got room in there once I pushed all this down, I actually got some room in there. So, and that's your choice on it. It's hot, and you can do that. That's what I did earlier. I went ahead and, since the water mixture was already in it, I just went ahead and added a few more pieces here for just a brief moment. They cook down in here, right here. So when I'm doing that just for that brief moment, I'm going to turn it back up, what's left of the brine, and then I'm going to add it in here. Because see, I still got room in my jar. And that's what you want to do. If you want to add a little bit more in this hot pack technique, you don't want to really put it all there, quite up all the way. You want to wait if you're going to add just a little bit more cabbage, because you want to see how much it's going to be once you push it down and see how it does. Like I say, it don't take long. It's already starting to show signs of wilting a little bit. You can see here, it's still a little bit firm, not much. Don't take long. So we could go ahead and let that sit there and cook for a second. And then what you're going to do here's what you're going to do. This is my jar. I hot packed it. You can see right here the nice coloration of the kraut already forming in here. Ain't that nice? And then in a few weeks, about a month, it'll be totally ready because I hot packed it. I also, once it's done, I put it in my canner. I hot pack water with it, and then I let it seal. It's sealed good. And boy, don't that look good? That just looks really nice. Like I say, I put that little bit of vinegar in it. If you want to put a little bit of lemon juice in it for acidity, you can do that. Also, it's your choice on it. If you want to put some spices in it, if you want to shred some up and put carrots in it, you can customize your kraut to your taste. And you know what? This is better for me than buying something frozen and canned, because you know what? If you raise your own garden, or if you know someone does, or you go to the farmer's market and you know where your stuff comes from, you can't go wrong. So, I'm going to finish this up. Look here, it's already starting to wilt down. I'm going to go ahead and put that little bit in there. Because what's going to happen once you as you're hot packing it, as you're hot packing your stuff, your kraut, like I said, and then you're going to put it in the canner, what's going to happen is it's going to cook a little bit more. For a pint, it depends on how many I'm doing. For a basic overall pint, usually about 10 minutes, depends on where you live at. Your altitude is what you got to think about, where you're living at and how many you're packing at the time and how long. I tend to like, most time, like to leave everything for at least 20 minutes. Now that's my choice to leave it that much longer than what some people would choose to leave. That is my personal choice. The reason for that is that I want to make certain that it seals properly in the situation. Now, you can see here, before I put it in here, now this is what it looks like now. See what it looks like right here. And then this is still a little warm, and then you can see the difference once it has went through its hot water treatment. So, I'm going to put that in there. Going to set my timer, and you know, some people don't set timers. I do. Anything, even if you just put it on, even if you watch it on your watch, all you got is a good old egg timer. Use the egg timer, that's good too. You want it at a good boiling point. But there you go. So this is live prepper here, hot packing kraut. I want you to be safe, be happy. Yes, that's right. Bless you all.